Welcome to the wonder of Star Wars The Old Republic, episode number 34. That's right, number 34. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, this is a series where I play my Sith Inquisitor and I'm playing on a free-to-play account as if I was a new player with none of the advantages a veteran player would have. We're also doing every single quest in the entire game that we come across. If you'd like to watch the older episodes starting at number 0, go to the description of this video. There is a link to the playlist. Over time, I delete them from the main YouTube page so they don't clog up my video feed, but they're still available. For those of you who are joining us weekly, hello everyone, welcome back. I'm very happy to be playing Javiik again. I'm all caught up with the main Star Wars The Old Republic story, so now I can just continue enjoying Javiik for my own happiness. Hey, I didn't even know these training dummies were here. There has not been a ton of news when it comes to Star Wars The Old Republic, but what there is, I'm going to tell you about very soon. Before we do that though, I wanted to show you a couple things. The first thing is I went to the fleet, and I drove here to save some travel time for you guys, but I upgraded my armor. I'm sure you would love to see what beautiful armor Javiik is wearing right now. Doesn't he look just majestic? And that is one of the wonderful things about the outfit designer and the upgrades that have been made to the game over the years. The outfit designer lets you do so much. It makes me very happy. Once again, I'm playing on a purely free-to-play account. This outfit is not some crazy like $40 thing that I bought, and I'm not even subscribed technically. I haven't paid any money, and I was able to customize my outfit quite a bit, and that makes me happy. That was not as available if you had started playing the game a long time ago. Well, technically, free-to-play was an option at all. What I also got was about 1 million mails from Palladius. For those of you who remember from the last episode, we decided to hand our cult over to Palladius, who is not a really nice guy, and he's kind of like a girlfriend that we forgot to text back. He's keeps sending us mails. So he sent me 3 mails in the same day about my darn cult, and I'm like, dude, I'm just trying to go, avenge my siblings, my heritage and all that. Can you just take a chill pill? I promise we'll hang out later. So let's see what Palladius has to say. Miracle mishap. You'll be happy to know that the malefactors threatening your cult have been dealt with, my lord. All it took was a proper show of power. They're probably dead. I attempted to simulate a groundquake, as you did, and claimed that I was channeling the Master's boundless power. However, I made a slight miscalculation and leveled an entire neighborhood. Fortunately, most of the gang members were killed in the ensuing carnage. While that wasn't quite the intended effect, I believe the end result is satisfactory. I don't foresee anyone else opposing us for a long time. That's not quite what I was looking for when I appointed Palladius to be in charge of the cult, but I guess wiping out an entire neighborhood of gangsters is net neutral, I guess? Palladius again. It took some investigating, but I finally figured out how you engineered that miracle of yours. Rigging explosives to simulate a groundquake? Clever, my lord. I may have to resort to similar theatrics. One of the more powerful gangs on Nar Shaddaa is threatening to topple our glorious cult. You needn't worry though, I've faced many would-be usurpers and I've crushed them all. Well, almost all, my lord. Okay, Palladius, you're getting too big for your britches here. Palladius. You were wise to leave me in charge of your cult, my lord. Our numbers have nearly doubled since you left. We've had a few incidents with some of the local gangs, but the strength of our numbers and the righteousness of our cause have swayed their hearts time after time. Mark my words, we'll have the denizens of Nar Shaddaa chanting your name soon enough. Alrighty, Palladius. Well, it was good hearing from you, buddy. And you just keep doing a fine job being the CEO of the cult down there in Nar Shaddaa, and we'll go deal with some ancient history there. So we got a chance to talk to our wonderful ancestor, Kallig, who is a major story to the Inquisitor story. So if you don't want to know anything else and you're joining us for the first time, don't continue watching. Obviously, spoiler alert. And we are hopefully what I'm excited about. Oh, I should probably visit the trainer. I haven't talked to them in a very long time. I'm hoping this is the point where you actually get Kallig's mask, because I remember that being a thing in my past Inquisitor playthrough, and that's
at last
cool as heck.
A worthy disciple.
Nope, nothing new for us.
bigger.
I think we get most of our abilities now as we level up naturally. Like, I don't think we have much more that we have to buy. Not that we're doing badly for credits or anything. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but in the background there's a very quiet Datacron sound, and it's very, very tempting, but I think we already got that one. In fact, we got all the ones on Korban, didn't we? Oh, we did not get all the ones on Nar Shaddaa. So you know what? After we finish our story here, our return to Korban, before we go on to our next planet, we should definitely go back to Nar Shaddaa and get those Datacrons. Oh, this is kind of cool.
You have done enough. Go.
Oh, I remember this area. Thought we were in an instanced area, but it doesn't start till here. Come, Kimval. We shall find things to eat. Whoa, this is a cool area. There's so many cool areas that you can get into to start with, but then you can never go back to them again. Shuttle request terminal. Let's go to a stronghold. Hey, this is kind of like the area where you first load into Korban as a new student.
Please use all products only as intended.
There's a lot of artifacts kicking around here. Hi, bad guys. No Sith apprentice can stand to the might of Javiik, the kitty lord. So as I'm making fun kitty jokes of my character, one of the other focuses of this series, as you guys know, is actually roleplay, and the way we do it in this series is kind of just a solo roleplay. I'm role-playing my own character. I'm thinking about their backstory as we go along. I'm thinking about the things that they would actually say and do in conversations. For example, Javiik, we have decided, is very impatient, so he often isn't willing to cut someone slack if they're being annoying to him, even if he would otherwise be more kind and a little less lightning-y. And we've created some interesting plot lines along the way for Javiik. But when it comes to roleplay is actually usually something done between 2 or more players. You can roleplay alone, but it's not really an activity. It's kind of something you do more passively, or you're actually doing something else. For example, you could be writing about your roleplay, but in the end you're writing, you're not roleplaying. And role-playing as an activity is when 2 or more players do that kind of thing together, where they're thinking about what their characters would do and say. And it's often done it can be done through voice chat, kind of like we're doing now, back and forth dialogue. But most players in the game, to kind of create a more immersive atmosphere, do it via the text chat, you know, just in here. And just like there's PvE players who like to do flashpoints, operations, solo story, the harder ones, and uprisings, all the stuff in the game that's difficult, but you're playing against the computer. There's also PvPers, there's also role players, and we will talk about them after this.
And here, I thought the Sith were above petty burglary. I wonder what your master would think if she knew you were breaking and entering. Or did she, by chance, send you on this little errand?
That's my mask! I know that's my mask!
This is my own doing.
So I thought. Your master and I hardly see eye to eye, but this isn't her style. Too much risk of getting caught, too little reward. It has all the marks of an apprentice. When Darth Thanaton learns of this, you will be punished.
That mask is mine, by right of inheritance.
Don't be ridiculous. You're a slave. Still are. The only thing you'll inherit is a slave collar.
Bring it on! There was no diplomatic solution for this. I'm sure you guys are proud to know that I have a red lightsaber crystal. It is not pink. It is not crimson. It is the red of the Sith. How rude. Hey, where did his cronies go? Did they just get scared and run away?
Goodbye, Lord Crucis. And thank you for the artifact.
Brutal. That was short and sweet. That was a very easy fight. One of my large wish list items is to eventually be able to play these in a more difficult mode, because that fight could have been so epic if it was like actually a difficult fight, but we just squashed him like a bug in like 3 seconds flat. Speaking of being squashed like a bug in 3 seconds flat, let's head back to Nar Shaddaa. And this is such a cool area. Oh, but I can't even go outside. Alright, we'll head back to the spaceport, and we'll actually use the galaxy map to get back to Nar Shaddaa, just because it's so much easier. Where's Nar Shaddaa? I'm always bad at remembering where they are on the map. I know it's in hut space. And where are we gonna go get some guides? If you're looking for Datacron guides, and the Datacrons are hidden items in the world, often involving jumping puzzles, and they give you a permanent stat boost to all the characters on your server, so they're really good to find. I like using SWTOR.com. It's an older site, but all the Datacron stuff is still up to date. And if you want video guides, I believe both Kidley and Volk both have really thorough guides about how to get the different Datacrons. But I'm gonna go to SWTOR Spy, because that's the one I like, even if it's old. Okay, so, which ones did we already get? I promise I'll get back to talking about RP as soon as I figure out, where's my Datacrons? I really like this new Datacron panel. It makes things a lot easier to figure out. Before, there was a way to, it had involved like looking at your codexes or something like that and matching them up, but it was not, sure as heck couldn't do it at a glance. So we already have the Presence Datacron, so we have an aim, strength, and yellow matrix shard to get. So let's go check those out. So I just googled SWTOR Spy Datacrons, and it comes up really easily on search engines. Where do we start? Here we go. We start in the red light sector, in the Duros sector. Let's see, I bet we can't use quick travel in here. The eternal horror of the spaceports. That is one thing. They've made it so you could mount in spaceports. They've made it so that you could use quick travel and mounts a lot more places than you could before, but they never ever fixed being able to use quick travel in a spaceport. And I still 6 years later, I don't even understand the technical reason for it being in place. Alright, are we free? Free to travel to the Duros sector? No, because we used it earlier. Gosh darn it. So as I was saying, many players, after they have finished the story that we're playing now, treat roleplay with other players as its own.
Those huts are ruthless. The things I hear they do to the Evokai.
Thank you everyone for your contributions to the conversation. They treat role-playing with other players as its own very distinct activity, just like you would go do a flashpoint, just like you would go join a PvP match. You would go into a roleplay match, I guess. You would match up with somebody else and roleplay with them. Oftentimes it's someone that you already know, maybe a guildmate or a friend, and other times it can be just random strangers that you meet in areas that are well known for roleplay. For example, players often meet up in the center ring of the respective Republic and Imperial fleets to find random roleplay buddies. What's interesting about roleplay is, unlike what the game offers with operations and flashpoints and PvP, these often have set goals and defined kind of time limits. For an example, an operation, an easy one's going to be like less than an hour, and a hard one's going to be, usually you cut it off at 3 because everyone's getting sick of being there. And like flashpoints are only meant to take like, I don't know, between 30 minutes and an hour, and even the fast ones are only meant to take like 10 to 15 minutes, the uprisings. And what's interesting about roleplay is you really get to define your own limits. Not only is there no endgame objective, there's no specific boss to beat, there's also no time expectancy. You can go for roleplay for 6 hours if you really wanted to. You can carry it over to the next day. What does he really want to share? The lowest of the low. No one will notice if I consume 1 or 2. Gosh darn it, you need to go on a diet. Alright, let's see where we are. I am looking up a map on my other screen. I'm having a rough time finding the area that we need to be in. Duro Sector Slums. I'm not even entirely sure I'm in like the right section. Gosh. Oh, I see it. I see it. I see it. Okay, we're good. We're good. Need to get up here somewhere. Oh, Javiik has a speeder. That's okay. So that's what's especially cool about roleplay is that it's got a lot of customizable, I guess, features to it compared to PvE and PvP. So player versus player and player versus environment. Roleplay is just, it is what it is. It's its own thing, very different and very unique than everything else the game offers, mainly because the players make up their own story. Didn't I already do this one? If so, I'm gonna be mad. So mad. I have distinct memories of jumping on this one. Oh, this is the President's Datacron! Darn it! Okay, we'll go do a different one. I have like 40 windows open. Okay, next one will be in the Imperial Data Center. I think we're actually kind of nearby. So let's go back down here. Get on your speeder, Javiik, you go much faster. But we don't have enough quick bars. Okay, so we... Is this the same area I'm looking at? I'm sorry. Oh, we're not even close. We need to go down to network access way down here. So let's get back to that taxi and continue talking about roleplay. Taxi! So what I've been thinking about the last couple of days specifically is about the things that role players have been given. For example, we have had a new operation released over the last year. We've had a bunch of new flashpoints that were both PvE content as well as story content. And so we've given a lot of love to PvE and story players lately, and there's going to be a lot of love given to PvP players over the coming months, especially in the summer, which is really cool. And I was kind of curious, do we think that role players who do make up I don't know if they make up a majority by any means, but who do treat roleplay as a large part of this game, will they be getting any love? Especially those who do it as a group activity, who do it with their guilds, who do it with their friends, who roleplay every single day just as much as someone else plays flashpoints or plays PvP. So what I actually wanted to look into was what kind of features have roleplays actually been given over the years, because I remember there was such a huge wish list for role players when the game first came out. It felt as if there was almost nothing for them apart from you can use chat most of the time. You still can't do cross-faction chat, but hey, at least you can kind of make it work. So since then, a lot of the role-playing wish list features have actually been added to the game, and I didn't quite realize it at the time. So one of the things that has already been introduced was some really simple ones. So for example, when the game first came out, as far as I remember, there was no way to make a random roll, kind of like rolling a dice. And this is often... Whoa, there's a taxi down there and it's glowing. Hang on, sorry. This requires an interruption. Whoa, it is something you can collect. Oh my gosh, is this a Datacron? Oh my god. Okay, hang on. I think the guide says it's in this area, so if it's wrong and we're going on an amazing adventure that has nothing to do with a Datacron, I'm sorry, but I'm excited. So that's the first one that's been added to the game. You can now type /ROLL, roll, and it will roll a die between the numbers 1 and 100 for you. You can even set parameters. I don't remember the exact specifics. It's probably like /roll, let's try 60. Yeah, there you go. If you want to roll 1 through 10, you type /roll 10 and it'll roll 1 through 10 for you. And players can use this in a very cool way when it comes to role-playing. So in classic Dungeons and Dragons and other tabletop role-playing games, using dice to determine what happens in your roleplay is a very common and very interesting thing. So there's many ways to decide how your roleplay might go. Maybe you talk it out with your friend, see if it makes sense with your character's stats or story. Oh, did I almost die? Yeah, I certainly took a lot of damage there. Oh, that's so cool. This is a really cool one. And we got it. Okay, a man taxi. Woohoo! Oh, I love finding cool stuff. And now players can use it in-game to determine their actions in their roleplay. For example, does Javiik make that jump in roleplay? Maybe I'll roll a dice from 1 to 10, and if it gets over 5, he makes the jump. If it gets lower, he doesn't make it. Some players also use that as a way to kind of calculate how a player might create an action. Whoa, there's a data pod here too. Whoa, oh my god, this is so cool. You know what? I've never gotten here before because I've done this mostly on the Republic side. Oh, this is so cool. Here, Javiik, come get your Datacron. Well-deserved Datacron. This is such a neat area. Have the knowledge, Javiik. The knowledge of the secret locations of Star Wars, the Old Republic. I really want to see what that datapad is, too. It's probably just a lore object, right? Okay. Friedenad. Hey, you guys know a little more about Friedenad now, huh? Trained at the Jedi Temple on Ossus centuries before the Great Hyperspace War, Friedenad was a powerful but temperamental Padawan. When denied promotion to the rank of Jedi Knight, the enraged Nad struck down his master. He left the Jedi and began to study the powers of the dark side. Although Nad learned much from the Sith holocron, he craved more. Nad traveled to Yavin 4 where he encountered the Massassi, savages who were once servants of the Dark Lord. Nar Shaddaa, the Sith Lord, not the Dark Lord. This isn't Harry Potter. Nad defeated them easily, and the awestruck Massassi took him to Shaddaa, who rested in a suspended animation chamber. Unaware of the Sith Empire rebuilding itself on Dromikos, Shaddaa believed Nad was the acolyte he had been waiting for, but he underestimated Nad's craving for power, and Nad soon killed Shaddaa and left Yavin 4 behind. Nad settled on the distant world of Onderon, becoming a legendary tyrant. I like how his time on Onderon is just summarized in like half a sentence. There's like, I didn't even cover half of what he did on Onderon in that whole like 5-minute segment on him on the Jedi Archives video. Okay, get that communicator. What's that? What's that? What's that? Oh, it's just so you're not stuck here. Lame. Very lame. Well, that was cool either way. Even if the ending was lame. Let's figure out where that other Datacron is. Let's see. Yellow Matrix Shard. Alright. That is in... It is in high security sector. You need to come from the high security sector. You come out from the incinerator room to upper industrial sector and head to the Republic Research Division. Where the heck is that? Oh, I think that's on the map I'm on now. Nope. No, it's not. Imperial Data Center, network access. High security sector. Imperial Data Center. Power station. network access. I'm pretty sure it's around here though.
Vehicle paths are currently open for
High
business.
profile ward taxi. What taxi do I need to go to? That's all I want to know.
Have a safe and
Here,
pleasant stay.
we'll go exploring in the Imperial Data Center and see if that gets us anywhere we actually need to be. Thank goodness for speeders. So, apart from getting /roll, what else have role players gotten over the years? They have also gotten /chair. It was a really cool one and fairly recent in terms of the age of the game. /chair is really cool. Let's see if I can use it. /chair. You cannot sit in most of the chairs in the game naturally, but you can use /chair now to make it look like you're sitting on almost any chair in the game. Like, it works. Okay, that's box. Yeah, it's good enough. Box not the right size for Javiik, but like almost all the stronghold chairs are the right size for that. Works on lots of cantina stools. It'll work on this bench so I can sit with this bro, and that was a very welcome addition. Obviously, people would like to be able to like sit on the chair just by clicking on it. Maybe sit a little more naturally than Javiik, who is currently doing a little hover squat. But it works. I'm very happy that they kind of made the best of both worlds and made it available. So that was another nice, cool one that has been added to the game. What else? More emotes in general. There's a ton. Oh, there's a hut down here. Kabura. Hi. You're not useful to me. Tons and tons of emotes. A lot of them are cartel market, but I would say a majority of them, except some of the dances, are quite affordable, especially the ones that are less like crazy, like the dance emotes. One of my favorite ones is called /battle plan. I have no idea how much it's worth, but you like crouch down on the ground as if you're like talking to your trooper soldiers and giving them the plan ahead, and you see many of the troopers on like Hoth or like Quesh doing that, and it's very cool. I really like that emote. Definitely we could use some more casual emotes for when your character's just standing around. But they're getting there. They've added tons, which makes me happy. Let's see what else. A really big one that they added that I'm very happy exists now is private instances. So what players were kind of asking for were, can we go to Tython and kind of have the Jedi Temple there be available to us to roleplay without having anyone else around, both because we don't want to clog up their chat or have them bother us because we're role-playing, and because we don't like having someone ride around on their Varactile while we're trying to have a Jedi Council meeting or whatever else you're doing. Can we go to Korban? Can we go to the Coruscant Senate? And all these other places where, especially places that you can't enter. Are we going the right way? I honestly have no freaking clue. I don't even know where we are. Apparently not the right way though, that's for sure. Yeah, I don't think we're... Oh, maybe we have to go take that elevator. But they didn't really make this a possibility. What they did do was give players options to have more private instances that they can roleplay in, basically in peace. And that came in the form of strongholds, which actually was very awesome for many role players. It's not as great for those who wanted to do it in the public areas, like say, for instance, right here. But it helped a lot of players who were already wanting to roleplay privately. For example, guilds, holding guild events, just 2 or 3 friends wanting to roleplay together. And strongholds became like a de facto way to roleplay without any disturbances. Like, you can set yours to completely private, you control who comes and goes. If you don't invite... Oh, this area is so cool! Look at this. Look at this. You get to decide exactly who comes and goes, and if you don't invite them, they can't show up. They can't wander in their freaking Varactile and stomp all over you. P.S. When I say on a Varactile, that's me. That's my favorite mount. Sorry, role players. My bad. Nope. This is also... also not the right area. Should I just give up? I don't know. Okay, let's use our quick travel to at least get back to civilization here. See, I believe we're here somewhere. Upper Industrial, Imperial Special Ops, Upper Industrial, Promenade, Senti, Corellian, Intelligence Post. Well, the map's showing it somewhere near Shadowtown, but it sounds like it kind of has some crazy stuff going on. So, although it's not perfect, it has solved a lot of the privacy issues that role players want. And I don't mean privacy as in, ooh, we don't want anyone to see what we're doing. It's more like privacy as in, please leave us alone. We just want to enjoy our game in peace. Okay, so I need to see where I am on the map again. Okay, I need to get here. I don't know how to get here. Or here or something. Get back on that speeder, Javiik. What else has been added? Oh, a really small one. Legacy family tree. The legacy family tree kind of sucks, but it is something that people requested and they added it to the game. So basically, oh gosh, look at this! You can add your character and then you can attach your other characters to them and denote what their relationship is to each other. So I just added my Shiva character that I used just to make a screenshot of, and I can add Javiik as her child. Isn't that awesome? Look at that. Look at that. So it literally has no use as far as I can tell. And it has a lot of flaws as well. Like, it doesn't work exactly how you would hope it would work, I guess. It looks like it might be... Oh, gosh. Ah, I'm getting angry. Where am I on the map? No, that's the way we just came from. You know, I'm gonna go that way and see if I can figure anything out over there. What else has been added? Let's see. Oh, more character customization has been nice. I'm sure we could always ask for more. Please, more hairs, more eyes, more tattoos, more Leku tattoos, more customization for my character. That's been great. They've been adding lots of new hairs slowly over time. They're all, once again, cartel market, except recently they released a free hair, which was surprising and cool and kind of a surprise. And of course we have the outfit designer, which means we can customize our characters to look however we want without worrying about the statistics of our armor. That, I can only imagine, has been a big boon to role players as well, even if it's not, they're not the only ones who love it. Pretty much everybody loves it. Oh, the last thing that I think has been added, especially for role players, is the ability to add a last name to your character. Not only does this allow you to create actual last names for your character, because before the legacy system kind of let you do it, but it was not ideal by any means. And so now you can give your character a family name, and it also helped be naming crisis, I guess, because so many players were using special characters in their names because there was no other option. Now, if you don't want those weird characters, you can just... This room's really cool, but it's not at all useful. Oh, we were just here a while ago, weren't we? Okay, well, unless we can get there from the industrial sector. Yep, today is scavenger hunt day. Oh, we have to ride the scooter all the way back. A lot of you guys have been asking me, is your lack of quick bars driving you crazy? And the answer is yes. Yes, it does, but I'm just too lazy to sit there and sort everything out. I imagine if I cared more, I could actually remove some of these abilities. I know you guys told me there was some specific ones I could remove, but I don't even remember what they were. Consuming darkness. Oh, that's cool. That gives me force back, but I haven't been having any force issues, so let's ditch it. I put this lotion duster back on. Woohoo! As soon as I put the speeder on my bar, I get knocked off. Karma, karma, karma. So that kind of sums up... Oh, right. Legacy names. So not only did you get a last name option now, you also get the option of maybe using the actual name you wanted in the first place. For example, Bob. Bob, you couldn't get Bob because Bob was already taken, but now you can be Bob Swagwalker or Bob Hamster. I don't know, those are my legacy names across various servers. That pretty much sums up what role players have been given over the years. As you may have noticed, many of those things, apart from like the /chair emote, and the legacy family tree, those things were the only things that were really added specifically for role players. A lot of the other things had a lot of awesomeness for players of all types. For example, I am definitely enjoying using the outfit designer while I am playing a Flashpoint or a PvP match, and I'm definitely enjoying being able to rename my characters without having funky characters and funky characters in my characters' names. You know what I mean. Okay, so we need to get to the taxi, and we're gonna fly over to the industrial sector, and we're just gonna see how it goes here. So,
Welcome. Please
whether
select an available
they've
travel
mentioned
route.
that they felt that they have kind of... Oh, there is another taxi down here. Does that go there? I don't have a quick travel to over here. Oh, it's a mystery.
Have a safe and pleasant stay.
They've, the developers have kind of mentioned, like, offhandedly that they felt they have made updates for role players in the past, and I was never quite sure what exactly they were referring to, if they were thinking of something else or if they were referring to some of those updates that I already mentioned. For example, they could maybe consider Strongholds to be a very, very strong roleplay focused update to the game. Like, to me, it's not a roleplay thing. I use it for roleplay sometimes, but the main object is to collect and decorate and just enjoy making it look cool, not necessarily with any roleplay ideas in mind. But there have been very few... What is this cool area? This is also doesn't look like the right direction. Let's take the other taxi. This seems like a waste of time. So I was curious, I was thinking about making a video about some of the things that never got added to the game that...
Welcome. Please select an available travel route.
Here's where we were going to try.
Have a safe and pleasant stay.
And I was thinking that could still be added. For example, people always ask for like chat bubbles, but they've already said that's never going to happen. But there are some other things I think people have been requesting over the years that could still come to fruition for the roleplay community. So I was curious if you guys would want to hear an opinion video about that, and as in like an actually well-made one instead of me just rambling while looking for Datacrons. That's just, you know, that's the usual how we do. So since last time there was so much... Here comes the Umbara train! Since there was so much news last time, I didn't really get to share about what's going on in Swtorista land. So I have been, in terms of guides and stuff, I've been working on a huge guide about how to gear up for level 70 from top to bottom. It's... Oh, I think this is the right way! Okay, let's see. To Republic Research Division. It's in the right direction. Okay, fingers crossed. I think the guide mentioned something about having to go through Republic stuff. You need to come from the high security sector. Is that where I am? The Republic Research Division. I think this is the map that the world boss is on. Oh, we need to do the world boss. We should do the world boss for Nar Shaddaa next week. That sounds great. We'll have to get like some guildmates to summon everyone, because some of the other world bosses that we've done so far, or we've seen, we saw the one on Dromin Kos, and there's not one on Korban. Did we do the one on Balmora? I'm not entirely sure there is one on Balmora, so... There is one on Nar Shaddaa though, for sure. Okay, leave me alone, you Republic scums. I always used to love this area because back in the day, I would run through here on my Republic character and everything would try to kill me. And it would be so much fun trying to like sneak in here just for fun. Oh, there's like a ton of quests here. Did I never make it to this area? Oh, interesting. My class quest never sent me over here. I want to finish my Datacron quest, but I do see I'm missing some heroics. I'm missing a daily quest. Where am I? I had to run through freaking Republic territory to get here. That's messed up. There shouldn't be quests hiding behind Republic scum. It's surprising that my quest never sent me here. Maybe this is the... Oh, I think this is the bonus area that you come back and do later. Here, we'll go take that elevator, see if that leads us in the right direction. I roleplayed a lot here too before in the past. There's just lots of really cool hidden areas on Nar Shadda's underworld. So the guide I'm working on, the level 70 gearing guide, is nuts! I copy and pasted it into like a Google document and it was all over 56 pages long. To be fair, a lot of it was like tables and images and stuff, but I was like, oh my gosh. There's so much to do when it comes to gearing in this game. Like so many options, I should say. It's complicated because I think there's still enemies coming for me. I'm watching their little dots on the map. They're not quite sure what they're doing. Yeah, add some lighting. Look, double tap. Boom. Thank you to all of you out there who remind me to use my double tap. Oh, and they have a healer? That's just wrong. Anyways, back to as we were. And so that guide's been going really well. I think I've had 6 or 7 different people. Oh, network security district? Maybe? Maybe? Let's see if this leads us in the right direction. You haven't been on this map. Oh! The light side is victorious. Not ooh, that. Look, we're in the right section now. Okay, okay. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, let's look at our map. Funny shaped thing. Where's the person on the map? It's somewhere down here. Maybe. I don't know if I went the way that you're supposed to go, but I don't care. I got here. This is what Kimval says, the brain of the mechanical planet. Oh, I don't know if this Datacron is up top or down below. Oh, it's not over here. I'll just keep going. In Swtorista real life, I have been very obsessed with gardening lately. It's been very fun because a lot of the plants are blooming. They are very happy to be alive, and it's very cool to go out every day and you can actually see like new leaves have grown. It's not like slow growing like you imagine the saying, watching grass grow, something very slow, boring, kind of pointless to watch. But you can actually see like we planted some baby trees last year before, I forget, and they have exploded since spring came around. Okay, I think we're getting close to this Datacron. It's somewhere, it looks like, oh, in this corner somewhere, probably up high though. Oh, I'm seeing some things I could possibly jump on. Whoa! I don't like looking exactly where the Datacrons are. I just like knowing where to start, because I'm not going to search literally the entire map of Nar Shaddaa, every nook and cranny. Oh, I suck! Because that would be, it's not my style. I'd get very bored very easily. But I love looking just the general area and then trying to find it myself from there. Kind of like, do you remember back in the day you'd have like guides that would let you kind of get progressive hints? Like you'd get a really generic hint, then a more specific hint, and then it would tell you exactly how to do it, so you could kind of decide how many hints you needed. Kimvel, I see you up there. Can you give me a ride, bro? Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna make this jump. Oh my god. No! Darn it! So close. How rude. Oh, I remember doing this one before because I remember constantly accidentally getting the aggravation of these droids. It was back in the day when killing things actually meant something. So I have been, I think I've mentioned before, but I really enjoy the succulent plants, kind of like cactuses, but without the spikes. And they grow very happily in California where I live. And oh, it's just so fun. You can cut them. You can cut off like a piece and plant it. Why do I suck? And it'll basically turn into not a new plant, but like its own plant. Like it'll grow roots and just start being, like it'll grow roots into the ground from the piece that you cut, and then it'll start growing its own bits and pieces. Like planting one little leaf or stem will turn into like a huge plant if you give it enough time and the right kind of soil and water it and stuff. And so what I did was I did like people do on Pinterest, and I cut a bunch of different little succulents and I put them in a little pot arrangement together, and I made them fall and wanted to hate myself. I made them look all cute and yeah, so I felt like real crafty. I'm looking forward to sewing again. Probably gonna try it out this weekend. Have a little more spare time than normal. Woohoo! I think, okay, we're gonna give it 2 more tries, and then I'm gonna give up on my horrible jumping skills. I believe in you, Javiik. You can do it. Okay. It's this next one that I've been having the issue with, huh? Oh, look at that. Look at that. See, I just need to set a deadline for myself. It seems to help a lot, doesn't it? Now we're up in this super cool area. Oh, it's all like discarded stuff. That's cool. Oh. Sorry, my dude. Someone like robbed your little secret store up here. I was hoping some of these would be playable. That would be cool. This is so cool. It's like the underworld, upper world? Prize machine. Oh no, I don't have a slot decoder required. Oh, maybe I started... Oh, I wasn't supposed to start here, was I? Oh, that is sad. Alright, let's go back to the guide, and this is why you shouldn't just look at the screenshots of the guide. Well, we know how to get here. So let's backtrack and see if we can find out. I'm just looking at the screenshots. Oh, I see. Apparently I needed to get a different Datacron first, which is confusing. A cunning 3+. Yeah, alrighty. Sorry, I'm just looking at the guides. Well, I guess we'll get our slot decoder. You know what? Actually, we're gonna continue this Nar Shaddaa Datacron adventure next time, and I will also organize my lovely guildmates, and we will also go kill the world boss of Nar Shaddaa. So, I bid you adieu, and I'll see you on the next episode of Wonder of Star Wars: The Old Republic. See you later.